I want to show people that I'm going on trips. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking? I almost puked my heart out. He's the reason I hate men. Pleaded and I begged my dad to let me go. And this was also kind of the end of my career. Marwadi, you know how Marwadis are with their money. I would just confuse everybody in such a way that nobody knows where I am. Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, hi, my name is Ashmita and welcome back to the fourth part of my story time. I know it's been long overdue. I went MIA for 3 weeks. I'm extremely sorry about that. I was just extremely held up. I just couldn't find the time to shoot or edit this video. But anyway, I'm here now and I'm gonna give you the tea. If you haven't watched the previous 3 parts, please go watch that and come. Only then you will get the context of this. So anyway, after Sean moved to Chennai for his work, after a month or something, I went on a trip with him and his colleagues without informing anybody from my family because obviously they won't let me, and even if they were to, like, they would ask me 1001 questions and I might get caught. So I thought the best way was to not say anything and just go for the trip. But me being me, instead of just going, enjoying the trip and coming back, I put a story on Instagram or Snapchat, I don't remember. Although I did put a story, I hid everyone, like the common people who would know me and my family or anything like that. I hid everyone from that story and I put the story. Sean told me so many times to not put any stories, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put a story. I want to show people that I'm going on trips and all that. Like an idiot, I put a story. Till I was there or until I came back, nobody asked me anything. So I was like, okay, there's nothing to worry about. Now, after this trip, 1 week later, I was supposed to go to my hometown because one of my school friends was getting engaged and she had booked me for her makeup. If you don't know, I'm also a professionally certified makeup artist. So I had to go for that to my hometown. Just the previous day before going to my hometown, I met one of my cousins. Like, we all live in the same house because I grew up in a joint family. We met and we were supposed to go out for dinner or something. And when we met, the first question he asked me was, how was your Ooty trip, Ashmita? And I was like, what the fuck is he talking? I'm like, what do you mean by your Ooty trip? And he was like, I know you went to Ooty. So how was that trip? No, I didn't go anywhere. I was here only. No, don't worry. I know. My dad already told me that you went to Ooty. I'm like, what are you saying? I got so scared. I'm telling you, I almost puked my heart out. And this guy's dad, who's my uncle, is the man I hate the most in the world. He's the most patriarchal, most sexist man I've seen in my life. He's the reason I hate men. He dominates people. He's just that one uncle everyone is scared of in the house, right? So I was terrified as fuck. But nobody asked me anything. Even my sister did not ask me anything. So I was just super confused. Anyway, after that next day I came home. Nobody asked me anything. Nobody behaved like they knew anything. And even this uncle did not ask me anything. And trust me, he's not someone who just lets go of things. So I was just like extremely confused if this guy is bluffing or does my uncle actually know and he's just not asking anything, and there's a bigger catch to this. Till today, I don't know if my uncle actually knew or my cousin knew through someone else, but he just wanted to scare me. So he said his dad knows or whatever. Anyway, now next day I went for my friend's engagement. I did her makeup. I came back again. I usually go for 2 days to my hometown. Like, I leave Friday evening and I reach Friday night. I stay for Saturday, Sunday, and then I leave on Monday. So Saturday was her engagement and Monday I was supposed to leave. So Sunday night I went and told my grandfather that, you know, I'm leaving to Chennai, because every time I come back to Chennai, I inform him and my bade papa that, you know, I'm going to Chennai. It's been happening for like 3 to 4 years. So as usual, I went to my grandfather and I informed him that, you know, tomorrow I have my train ticket and I'm going to Chennai. And suddenly he looked up to me and he's like, no, you don't have to go. You be here only. And the thing with elders is that you can't argue with them or you can't plead them. You can only do that with your parents. So the moment he said that, I couldn't even plead or ask or argue or do anything with him. I just quietly went inside and I started crying to my mom, because after this I had 8 bridal bookings till Jan end and people had already paid me their advance and the dates were blocked. So I go to my mom and I cry to her, and it's not like my mom could also do anything about it. I was just crying and my bade papa walked in. I thought I will ask him, because sometimes when my bade papa says okay you go, my grandfather also agrees. So this was happening in December 2nd week or something. So I told my bade papa and I said, please let me go, I will come back Jan end. And I was really hoping my bade papa would agree, but he was also like, if Dadaji said not to go, then just respect him. No, again with him also I can't argue or plead or anything. If it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes. There is no asking again, there is no arguing, there's nothing. So I was just like, what do I do now? I literally stayed hungry for 2 days and I kept crying, thinking maybe there will be talks of this and maybe it will reach my grandfather and at least he'll feel pity for me and he'll send me till Jan end. But it just never happened. And then I went and I pleaded and I begged my dad to let me go, and I promised him Jan end I myself will come back. You don't have to ask me, force me anything. I will myself vacate and come back. And for once my dad actually took a stand for me and he went and spoke to my grandfather. He asked, can you please let her go? She promised me that she'll come back by Jan end. And you know what my grandfather said? I don't want her to go, but if you want her to consent, it's your wish. And my dad, being the most devoted son to his dad, he just couldn't go rebel against his dad's words. So then my dad just came to me and he was like, see, I did want you to go. I went and I spoke to him, and this is how he answered to me. Now if I send you, it is gonna look so bad on me. It's like I'm disrespecting him, so I can't help this situation. You just have to stay home. And then I just stayed home, and that's how my long distance started. I had to literally return the advance money all the clients had paid me for their big day, and I told them, I'm so sorry this has happened, I won't be able to do your makeup and all that. And this was also kind of the end of my career until I get married and start my career again. So very smartly, because I can't make any more money after this, and I am someone who loves money and I like to spend a lot of money, I did some jugadu. So when you stay in a hostel, right, if you have to vacate at certain point, you have to inform the hostel 2 or 3 months prior, or they will ask you to pay some money as a compensation. Now the hostel that I was staying in, the warden was really close to me. If I want to vacate, I can just tell her I'm gonna vacate and I can go and I don't have to pay anything. But because I needed money, what I did was I called her and I told her, one day me and my dad will come to vacate the hostel, and when we come, you tell him, because you're vacating last minute without prior information, you have to pay this much fine. And she was such a sweet lady, she did help me out. So when me and my dad went to vacate the hostel, she told him you have to pay 30,000 as compensation. And my dad, being my dad, Marwadi, you know how Marwadis are with their money, my dad and my warden had an argument for 1 long hour. Like, it was not a fight or anything, it was just a lot of back and forth. My dad was like, I understand I need to pay a compensation and I'm willing to pay that compensation, but can you consider reducing the amount? 30,000 is a lot of money. And I was standing behind my dad. I kept nodding my head like this, trying to signal my warden, saying, no, you don't reduce any money, because he has that much money, so you have to get it from him, because I need the money. She also tried her best to, talk to my dad and get the money, but after 1 long hour, we came to a middle ground, and then my dad paid her 20,000, and there was a caution deposit of 10,000, which my dad does not know. So the 10,000 will automatically come to me, and the 20,000 he paid her, so that would also come to me. And I had like very, very little amount saved, because I was spending like crazy back then. Anyway, we vacated, we came home, then I texted her, you keep the money with yourself. Whenever I come to Chennai, I will collect it from you, because once a month I was allowed to come to Chennai to see my cousins, and obviously I'll go see Sean and spend time with him as well. After a while, I think I went to Chennai and I collected the money from her. I spoke to her. I cried to her so much that, my career is gone, my life is gone. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know when I'll get married, to whom I'll get married, if I'll be able to get married to Sean, what all is going to happen and all that. Whenever he used to come to Virupuram, I would go see him, and then I would go to Chennai like once a month. And sometimes when I go to Chennai, I would stay with him, but nobody would have any idea. I will tell one cousin that I'm staying at this cousin's place. I would tell this cousin that I'm staying at that cousin's place. And I would tell my mom that I'm staying here, I'm staying there. I would just confuse everybody in such a way that nobody knows where I am. So yeah, that's pretty much how we did long distance for 3 years. But 1.5 years prior to getting married, I went under complete house arrest, because my family got to know about Sean, and how they got to know about it, what happened after that, how my house arrest went, how I got married, and all that I will tell you all in the next story time. And I promise this time I'm not gonna delay, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, share this video, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.